Arcane Ellie Resto Druid. It was just pure disgust. He was like, what is this comp that they've selected? Tempo Storm, I think, are still a little bit rattled. They might be overthinking the matchup. I mean, Wizards do normally do well against the Windwalker Death Knight. Let's see how they perform in this matchup. Bila catching Minpoike out of form with that incapacitate into the leg sweep. Jamie jumps over to knock Balia away into a polymorph. Good tag team there from Jamie and Alec to feel for Minpoike, but that's a ton of damage out of nowhere. Minpoike is forced to use both Barkskin and Ironbark to survive this initial assault.
That was Touch of Death and Serenia committed by Balia, though. I don't mind this composition too much coming in from Temple Storm. It's going to be really difficult for Balia and Croto to find a target as they manage to grip in Minpoike into an incapacitate. Alec might be forced into the ice block. And Windwalker DK Nation has found a surprising amount of damage very early on.
They can just run Minpoike down. He's got no Barkskins. If they just stay on top of him, he's managed to displace and create some distance. Croto, ride the Croto, anti-magic zone. He's got Icebound Fortitude. He's choosing to be greedy. He's also playing Unholy, so he doesn't have the immediate reset of health. He's just going to hang out, wait for it, maybe make a Death Grip swap to Minpoike, but they're running out of time. 15 seconds until that Barkskin. Maybe they're just going to play it out, go after the Mage a bit here. Seems like that is the plan as Bila moves over, but Burley's caught in the center of the map into a polymorph. Jamie trying to get some counter pressure. Burley's out of the polymorph. He's moving towards Minpoike. Curious to see what he really wants to do. Maybe a cap totem out of an incapacitate. We're going to have to wait and see. A leg sweep instead, but Minpoike manages to sneak into bear form. That's going to completely negate this swap. Good read. Alec is kiting away. Tempo Storm are diffusing the situation despite being put so far behind early on.
Yeah, Croto really doesn't have too much left to work with. He has the AMS. If they can force that out, it's going to be danger time for him. He's having such a difficult time actually finding a target in this matchup. Full polymorph going to be secured by Alec. Very nicely done, but Croto on top of him. Alec really not going to be able to get out too much pressure as most of that arcane damage is AoE. Full Cyclone secured by Minpoike now. Croto trades out the AMS. Mark of Alanith gets cast out as they try to reconnect to their target. Big pressure onto this Death Knight. Alec gets gripped in though. Temporal Shield active for him. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? Balia gets swapped to it. It's going to be his Touch of Karma onto Jamie. So now, Windwalker DK Nation may be running out of time.
Yeah, I mean, Alec doesn't have any real defense either, so it could just be a race to the finish. Bila getting cloned away, Minpoike trying to use crowd control to buffer the damage and allow his HOTS to top off his Mage. Alec now, or Minpoike moving in to bash Balia. Surprisingly not seeing a trinket here, even with his healer in a polymorph. That greedy play could cost the game. He manages to portal back behind the pillar. Should be able to hold on. They managed to get Burley's trinket as well from that attempt. We are likely to see Bila play mostly defensive, I think. We see Arcane Power Pop as they're trying to exploit the positioning of Croto in the center of the map. Tempo Storm have good triangle position, 40-yard distance between all three members. Burley getting counterspelled, Croto dipping low, trades out the anti-magic shield. Bila now in a position with no cooldowns. He's just going to gun for a kill with the double stun, double trinket overlap from Tempo Storm. Now that's an opening potentially for Windwalker DK Nation to abuse moving forward.
Yeah, that was a Touch of Death. Serenity still going to be available for Balia, but a hacks over onto Burley. Croto gets lower. Spiritling Totem is forced out as well as the AMZ, so big overlap there for Windwalker DK Nation, but honestly can't blame them. That was such a scary moment. Now Croto once again trying to find his target, trying to get onto that Ride the Wind so he can get rid of those snares and get back onto this pesky Arcane Mage. Poike playing very far away, so they can't get the drip double stuns. Balia and Croto rotting down. Jamie's been doing a good job creating pressure, and Balia, with no Touch of Karma, gets caught in the middle of the map. Big pressure coming in from Alec with the Arcane Missiles. Tempo Storm.
The Windwalker DK Nation is to catch Minpoike without trinket and try to burst him down 100-0, but I mean, it's really, really hard to do. Of course, Minpoike can stay on max range and try to pre-bear those incapacitates. And of course, Alec on that Arcane Mage is going to be a very difficult target to take down.
Still have a very long tournament ahead of them unless Windwalker DK Nation can punish potential arrogance here. We don't fully know their intent, but Windwalker DK Nation now needs to tie up this series.
You know, they do, and I think they have the tools ahead of them. With the Resto Shaman, they can go all in with the offensive purges. We've seen this from Method Orange before, as well as Windwalker DK Nation. Jamie's going to be an excellent target. He does have the ethereal form, which makes him immune to physical damage on a low cooldown, but he's not going to be able to get any sort of counter pressure while that's going on.
All right, Bila, double stun combo here from Windwalker DK Nation as they lead the charge towards Jamie. Ironbark from Minpoike is going to deflect the kill as Jamie now pulls the trigger on that Doomwind's Bloodlust, going after Croto, who exchanges his Icebound Fortitude and anti-magic shield. Both teams just going head to head. Both teams reluctant to start kiting or go defensive as this cleave setup is going to be ending here very quickly, I expect.
Yeah, no question about it. And keep in mind, Nixie does have the plunder armor, so anyone that trinkets could be in big trouble. AMZ going to be traded out. Burley to keep himself alive. Minpoike gets gripped and displaces away immediately, so Minpoike is not in any real threat in this current position. He can just keep full hots on Jamie, and now Kroto's the one who's taking most of the damage with the between the eye stun onto him, incapacitate onto Minpoike still. Jamie just not taking any damage at this point of the game.
All right, we see Minpoike caught into an asphyxiate as Jamie is on the run. Does not want to trade ethereal form for any cooldown, so he's trying to buy time. Next he gets paralysis away. He's not going to be able to stun lock or chase after anybody. Kroto, though, is an exposed target. If they get some crowd control into Burley, maybe a blind stun the trinket, they could go after Kroto quite easily, but not really attempting it just yet, just using the stuns on Balia, trying to buy more time. Maybe cleave down Burley. They might even go after him. He's kind of stacked up on the team. Man is actually in favor of Burley, which is peculiar. Kroto grips him in Minpoike, but Kroto gets stunned by Nixie for the peel. Balia follows up with a double stun of his own. Nixie opts to trinket out and peel. Fist of Fury to follow it up. Minpoike with a well-timed artifact, though, has his team completely topped off. Both these teams now more evenly matched. And it's looking like this actually could be going on for quite a bit if these teams keep playing so defensively. Jamie pulls the trigger. There's the Doom Winds. Anti-Magic Shield is absorbing a lot of this. Nixie's going for a solo kill on Burley with the triple stuns. Jamie could switch his target. He gets Fist of Fury away from Balia. Nixie, now tricketing earlier, is getting punished for that move. He's going to cloak, gain a lot of health. Iron Bark was used as well. Now Burley caught into a gouge. Kroto dipping low. Not sure how much longer Kroto can hang on.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well, but Nixie did commit the plunder armor there onto Burley. He didn't have to trinket. All he got was the Astral Shift, so that's a very fair trade for Burley, who has an Earth Shield on himself right now. Krotos might take a little bit of damage. Balia, actually, in this 1v1 situation against Jamie, is ultimately losing. Full Cyclone coming in from Minpoike as well. Blind now onto Burley. As Kroto gets caught into a stun, he can't get out. Do they have any follow-up, CC? Burley trinket link. Did they kill the Link Totem? They actually killed the Link Totem and got the sap on his trinket, so Burley's still in that crowd control, but ultimately that trinket link will keep his team alive for the time being.
Balia caught into a stun as they switch to him. Burley pops Ascendance. Very well timed. And Minpoike's trying to move into crowd control it. He's going to bash it, but now he's walked into a Windwalker Death Knight. He's trying to retreat away from that stack. Kroto caught into a stun with no trinket. Burley's got a lot of work ahead of him. He's trying to get the healing waves. He gets kicked by Nixie, and Nixie has been on fire this game with control. The kick into the clone, and Kroto's hanging on by a thread. Death Strike after Death Strike to stay alive. Anti-Magic Zone buys him another Death Strike. Burley is still crowd controlled as Kroto is clinging onto life. Burley now into a stun. The Anti-Magic Zone is fading as Tempo Storm leads the charge, leading this series 2-0. You can tell that they're kind of just playing with Windwalker DK.
Like Super T said, they're kind of toying with their food here. They want to see how far that they can go in this tournament, but they already know that they're going to land. Zico, how convincing did this game really kind of make you feel about the entire series?
I mean, they didn't really force out anything on the side of Tempo Storm, and Jamie playing the ethereal form.
Kroto, he went over the Frost specialization. Hopefully that is enough to at least force some defenses from Tempo Storm.
Well, we're about to find out. The gates are about to open. Tempo Storm already secured their spot to land. Will they secure their spot in Championship Sunday?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome day of Arena World of Warcraft action, and we're going to end it with a ton of damage, basically, from both of these teams running melee cleaves into each other. It's going to be a lot of damage, start to finish. Gates are about to open. Ven, do you think they can do it? Do you think Balia and Kroto can do it?
I believe in the Windwalker DK Nation dream. Balia is going to be charging in, actually get sapped. That's going to slow down their opener quite a bit. Nixie doing a good job, and Minpoike riding that wind to the boxes, so he's going to be getting knocked out. Earthen Shield Totem's going to be committed immediately as Jamie looks to find some damage. Kroto finds Minpoike, and this is the strategy I was talking about. If Kroto can connect, if he can death grip the displacement from Minpoike, it's going to be so scary for him to actually survive.
All right, Minpoike used Dash to bait Death Grip and then used Displacer right as the Death Grip hit him. That's a good escape for Minpoike. He used Iron Bark with his Trinket rather than Barkskin because he can use Barkskin in a stun. That's a fair start for Minpoike. It is leaving a bit of an opening, though, if they can keep these swaps going. Balia is all over him, catching him into a Fist of Fury. Kroto's going for split damage on Jamie. 2 targets dangerously low. Minpoike trades out Barkskin before the stun lock with the Death Knight. If they just get on him, Minpoike, he's just going to go down. He's used all of his defensive cooldowns. Burley just needs to get on top of Minpoike with his team. They need to go, use the Spirit Link, use the Icebound, and just run him down. They've got one opening to get a kill.
Yeah, Balia is just going to be harassing Minpoike as much as he can. You can bet Burley's going to be offensively purging Jamie, so Crota can get some damage onto him. There's the leg sweep on him. Minpoike, though. Fist of Fury stun comes in. Fortunately, Croto's not there to finish the job. Minpoike manages to displace away, barely surviving there. Nicely done by Nixie coming back and helping out Minpoike just a little bit. But if Crota was there, it was good by Minpoike. Stun now over onto Burley. He doesn't have a trinket. Can Nixie and Jamie find the damage to take him down in the cheap shot? Doesn't look like it just yet. Nice defensive play coming in from Crota with that blind sheet.
All right, Minpoike bear forms the stun. Good play. He's got Iron Bark. He's going to trade that out and kite away from Burley as they're all on top of him. It's a race to the finish. Is Burley just going to go all in? He gets gouged away, denying the nice vortex there. Not getting both of the melee off of Minpoike by placing that on the bottom. Sick positioning from Minpoike. One of the best Druids in Europe, showcasing it there. Just diffusing a situation that might have been his end, but ultimately getting caught. And Croto's riding the wind over. Barskin might not be enough. If Burley can get the purges in, they need to take him down. Silence denies the displacer beats. He's on 10%. He goes for the Typhoon, but they're still DR'd from the vortex. Minpoike blinks down. He gets paralysis. Croto's going to reconnect. Burley jumps in. Minpoike's got nothing left. He gouges Burley to deny the purges. If he gets any purges, Minpoike's going to fall. They stun up Croto. They look for the counter kill. Minpoike's on 10%, but Croto could fall as well. Fist of Fury trinkets up.
Pretty high. And
yeah. I think that is a very, very likely scenario to happen for our next game. Probably Mage, Ellie, 12 on Arena, max range, but I'm not entirely sure actually. They could. Is Shaman still open? I think it is, right?
Yep.
They could still also pick Shaman's, which is more than enough.
It's gonna be really risky. Sure, it's the worst map. Sure, you're on match point and about to go home if you lose, but I feel like that's really the only target they're going to find kill on.
That's exactly what I was saying, because I feel like other Windwalker DKs, when we see them try to get cheeky, when they really feel the pressure and they're like, oh, this is where a map where Windwalker DK really falls behind, let's try to go for dampening or something like that. That is really when the comp gets punished, but now the gates are open. Will Windwalker DK be able to train down Minpoike?
We'll have to see. Croto and Valia, they're going to be moving in onto Jamie, it looks like. Maybe opting to go for the Elemental Shaman instead of the Arcane Mage in this matchup. Incapacitate onto Minpoike as they look to find some damage onto him. Bash over on the Balia. The Incapacitate broke, unfortunately, there for Balia, so he wasn't able to get that full leg sweep on him. Minpoike, I'm actually very curious as to know what happened there.
Well, Balia is going to ride the wind. Croto could tag onto that ride the wind if he wants to. He's just choosing to take it slow. He doesn't want any help from his team. Minpoike gets stunned out of form. Croto pulls the trigger. Race walk immediately onto target. They're going to race against the Barkskin. This is, I think, a mistake by Minpoike to not shrink it, getting stunned out of form. They could potentially all in him if Burley spams out the purges. Minpoike needs to create distance. He gets gripped into a blind. He can easily displace their beast away from this now, though. He should be able to get to safety. Displaces across the map, but he had to use Trinket, Barskin, and Iron Bark. And Windwalker DK Nation, they are not letting off the gas pedal. Ride the wind, touch of death, Fists of Fury. Bilo wants to put Minpoike in the ground, and this is easily going to be the end of the game. Touch of death explodes. Minpoike gets destroyed, and we're going to game 5.
That's what I was talking about there. Yep. They're able to do it. 2 and 2.
And then after that, I am going to be sitting in bear form as soon as that DR is ready again. And this is the moment that I'm talking about here. He's on stun DR for a little bit, but he goes out, miscalculates it, and he gets stunned by Bila, out of form. Touch of death is going to tick down, and it's gonna be enough.
And let's see how this one gets closed out. Will it be Tempo Storm or Windwalker DK Nation making it to the top 4 of the final EU Cup of the summer season?
I think Nixie is probably the best player on Tempo Storm in this series, and it's a good thing that they're putting him in game 5. And Minpoike needs to step it up. He's getting caught out of form way too much, not in good positions, bad cooldown management against all ins. If Minpoike can polish up his play, Nixie plays on fire, they're easily going to walk away with this series. They need to not be rattled. Minpoike's in stealth. This is a great start for Nixie, sapping up the Death Knight, getting free pressure on the Windwalker. Now switching over to the Death Knight. Burley, though, is on top of Minpoike. He gets blinded, trying to bait a trinket maybe and then swap to him out of it. Burley's not falling for the bait. He's being greedy. Bila could get punched. There's a sap out of the blind. There's now a stun out of Bila, but Jamie's too far away. He's dragging Croto way far away from Burley and trying to maybe get a solo kill. Nixie's going to pull back. Minpoike gets caught out of form. Croto sees that, immediately Wraith walks. It's an all-in attempt from Windwalker DK Nation, but the Voodoo Totem and the gouges buy Minpoike time to sit through the stun lock. Will it be enough? Barskin has been traded out. Friendly regeneration and healing surges bounce Minpoike back to full. Now he needs to use dash. This is when he needs to start displacing. I don't think he can stand next to the blender of the Windwalker Death Knight this long. Thunderstorm Burley out of line of sight. Minpoike dashing, no death grip. Minpoike survives.
Yeah, manages to keep himself alive. And Balya is actually playing a very all-in specialization with the Serenity. Not going to have the 2 charges. So this next stunlock, if they go for it, not going to be nearly as much damage. Nicely done by Jamie, interrupting that incapacitate. Fist of Fury go from Balya with that Earth Shock. Now a stun over onto Croto. He doesn't have a trinket available. Nice healing coming in from Burley with the Ascendant, so should be able to top up his team. Really, Tempo Storm, what they need to do is just stall out the game as long as possible. If they can survive, ultimately they will win this matchup.
Bila getting stunned up. That's a trinket touch of Karma. Now he's going to have to be careful. Or maybe not. Maybe the best thing is to just run at Minpoike and pray that he dies. I mean, it's match point against Tempo Storm, and you're Windwalker DK Nation. You're just praying on a miracle to take him down. Iron Bark Frenzy reach him. Minpoike recovers. Anti-magic zone. Before the stun. Preemptive play from Croto. Minpoike getting caught into the stun, but he is in bear form. You should easily tank this out with peels from Nixie. Nixie doing a great job to stall this game as long as possible. Minpoike tossing that Cenarian Ward, displacing back behind the pillar. Line of sight in the death grip, but Croto Wraith walks over. Burley's on top of him. Barkskin's the last line, but if they can purge him down, they can easily all in him still. Voodoo Totem, stun, triple crouch control. Burley's still just going at him. They have to take him down. They might be able to do it, Ben.
Yeah, Minpoike is in so much trouble, still just line of sighting the best he can. Balya ports over, gets the Fist of Fury stun. Burley needs to get in his line of sight to get off the defensive purges. Minpoike now changing pillars, full blind on Balya. Can with the silence, still barely hanging on. Gets taken down. Windwalker Nation with the reverse sweep.
I'm just waiting to see this play out just to make sure nothing else happens that isn't going to give me a heart attack. They did it!
They did it!
This will shape up, as you can see, Ascendant versus Method Black, a very fitting semifinal here in the upper portions of the bracket. Both of these squads have already made it to the land. Then Windwalker DK Nation versus XRB to the moon.
Okay, so this is what XRB wants, okay? If you're in XRB right now, obviously, you are super happy with Windwalker DK Nation winning that previous matchup because it removes the Pirate for a little bit. Now, Ascendant, last time when they faced XRB, they actually didn't play the Outlaw. So that kind of tells me that they might not have too much Outlaw stuff prepared. And between Method Black and XRB, we all know XRB pretty much always loses that. So XRB obviously want to beat Windwalker DK Nation, get third, and then they want Ascendant to lose that mirror in the upper bracket so that they can face Ascendant, which is the team that they have higher chance to beat, so that they can get top 2, and then presumably lose to Method Black and still qualify.